Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Tonight we are back with a brand new review of Love After Lockup. Child, this is a fool. Do y'all hear me? If you are new here, then welcome. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it. If we're going to get into it, we don't want to be here all night, okay? When the episode first opens up, we're at Daonte's house and he's waking up still heartbroken after that little weirdo did him in last night, okay? He said, my heart was already damaged. My heart is damaged. Shout out to Danity Kane. He jumps in his ride, honey, hubcap missing and all, and starts telling us, he let his guard down for a second and he feels really bad. Well, honey, they say a hard head make a soft behind. Okay, you need to start listening to those that love you. They tried to warn you that she was a freeloading prostitute, but that's neither here nor there. He's saying that he can't prove that they did anything, honey, and did. But, he didn't see anything, so he don't want to just accuse. Stop making excuses, Daonte. Honey, don't start that. He's like, I had no idea that she was even still communicating with her ex. But he saw him all over her IG. Yet, he deleted his exes because she said an ex is an ex for a reason. It's called mind control. Okay? She was trying to make sure she kept you in a little box and you did everything she asked you to do. And in turn, she got to do whatever and pop it for pimp. Boy, you better keep up. And of course she did. Cheaters, liars, and scumbag narcissists are always manipulators. That's what they do. He said, he deserves to be treated better and does. Nobody deserves that. Okay. The way that she's treating you and cheating on you, you don't deserve it. But Daonte, I'm speaking directly to you. You need to teach people how to treat you. If you let her walk all over you in her little cheap Payless shoes, she gonna do it. I'm just letting you know. So then he gets to the gym, got to keep his little chest tight for the little NWA tattoo. And Derrick is like, what's up? He's like, well, I've been better. He's like, okay, so tell me what's up. So then he tells him that he couldn't even make it to the light before that little dirty hamster was in the car with that ex. He said, yeah, and I went off, honey, and did. So Derrick said, well, obviously she's been lying. So then he goes outside and he tells us, he knows I know she knows she's a pro. So the common denominator is that she's a pro. Okay, that's exactly what she is. Well, I'm glad we could all be on the same page, honey, because I definitely knew it. He said he needs to kick her to the curb, but he probably won't. Honey, sadly, he will not until that account is completely wiped out. Honey, it's going to be all gone before he decides to leave her alone. So Derrick said, so what you going to do? Daonte said, well, let me talk to her first before you sink your teeth into her. Talk to her for what? She felt absolutely no remorse. Didn't even care about getting caught. Honey, let her go. When am I going to get to sink my teeth into her? Honey, I know this is a figure of speech and whatnot, but her skin looks salty. Okay, I would just let her be. I wouldn't want nothing to do with it, okay? Nothing. He's like, I can't wait to cuss this trick out. So then Derrick said, my biggest fear is you just gonna forgive her. Honey, and he is gonna forgive her. And you already know your friend. So Daonte is like, I just need some answers. No, you mean you need lies to make you feel better. That's exactly what you need. So just as they're talking, he's like, oh, let me take this call. Derrick was like, who is it? And that's what I want to know, child, but you already know it's Scammer Barbie on the other line. Derrick is a real one. We all need friends like Derrick. And guess who it is on the other line, y'all? Jailhouse Rock Barbie. She's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm at the gym. Why are you picking up her calls? Pay her dust. Daonte, you don't know how to do it, honey. This don't make no sense. She's like, well, can we meet up soon? He's like, yeah, how about tonight? She's like, no, I can't, but I can do it tomorrow. Daonte, that's your answer right there. Why can't she meet you tonight, honey? It's not like she has work in the morning. She's going to be with that ex. That's why. Sure. And Derrick said, what is there to talk about? She's giving that oatmeal cookie to somebody else. I called it oatmeal, honey, because it looks like it has raisins in it. Ugh. He's like, I can't help that I love hard. Derrick said, I can't help that you a dummy. I love me some Derrick. All right, Daonte, this is my thing, honey. Now, I went hard for you in the last review, but I don't want to hear it when she does this again, honey. Oh, my goodness. This is just ridiculous. So Daonte said, I give second chances, just not third and fourth chances. Honey, your mouth say anything. So then we get to her, and she's like, Daonte doesn't know what I'm doing tonight, or he would be pissed. That little girl ain't got a bit more sorry than the man in the moon, honey. She do not care. She just want to make sure her money and her well doesn't run dry. In the next scene, Doug is laid out as Rachel plugs him in like an electric blanket. I'm like, child. So she goes into the kitchen to make the Dougs some breakfast. So he wakes up and tells us the longest he's been out is 40 days and he's on day 37. Well, child, somebody set a timer. Because we all waiting with bated breath. He said, the family is his motivation. Rachel finally sits down to eat and there's no bacon for her. Rachel, you might want to add to your list of B's, honey, add more bacon, beer, bologna, and boobs. So then Doug says, I'm going out with Mike. So she said, oh, where are you going? He said, yeah, we're going out to find a girlfriend. You need not make jokes like that, okay? Especially with Rachel. Because without Rachel, you wouldn't even have a mailing address. Let's just be real. So then he gets up and gives her a kiss. And then he says, next time, make more bacon. Doug just rubs me the wrong way. I cannot stand him. Like everything about him, his scenes, he's just so sketch and so cringy. I just don't like anything about him. So Rachel is sitting there and she's like, ever since the big fight and his sister telling her that Doug is a cheater, it's been awkward for her, but she's just praying those things aren't true. Honey, I'm thinking it's a yes. Okay. I'm thinking the sister knows her brother. So then she says, that sounds so naive. Honey, and does. Ain't no way I would let Doug and his bracelet play me. Let me tell you what you should do, Rachel, because I got your back. I would take that thing off in the middle of the night in his sleep and drive it to a field far, far away and throw it, baby, and have that PO show up. Lock them all up, round them up and put them back in, honey. But I do dabble in petty and sometimes I choose violence. So you might not want to listen to me. Moving forward, Doug goes to the jewelry store to get Rachel a ring. Oh, okay, my bad, Doug. Okay, for now, but I'm watching you. Okay. He said he just got a new job. He's moving some parts or whatever, and it's real hot now. Honey, it's an honest day's work. Okay, so just do what you got to do to get the coins you need to get. So his brother Mike was like, I want to say he's going to do better, but I've never known Junior to keep one girl. And honey, your sister've never known him to be out of jail longer than a day. So, I mean, the family is saying what the family is saying. So the jeweler is giving him the price, right? He's like, yeah, it's $5,500. So then he gonna look at his brother and say, ooh, my bro is making me rethink this. No, that price tag is making you rethink this. Honey, you ain't ever got your first check yet. Honey, they hold it for at least a week and a half. Child, goodbye. Moving forward. Stan and Lisa. Stan is in his uniform. Y'all know those dang on pajamas he wake up in every single day, making breakfast in bed for Lisa and her hidden agenda. And he brings it in on a tray with some little flowers from the local grocer. Y'all know Lisa tied him up and spanked him good last night, okay? She in there laid out while he cutting up fruit. Y'all know when Stan is on his best behavior, he got the response that he was looking for. Child, Stan made her some fruit and some toast. So you couldn't get bacon and eggs while you were getting those flowers? She's like, oh, I'm so tired. So then she starts telling us that the chemistry between the two of them are crazy. And when they're down there together, they just come alive. Honey, I could have done without. Okay, I really could have. I couldn't do it. She said, not a lot of people about kicking in the back doors or milking a prostate, but I'm about that life. Honey, not peg leg, Stan. Stan, let me find out you down there getting pegged and stopped up. Child, no wonder Stan get mad when she don't want to get it in. He a full-blown freak into the kink of it all. Lisa gonna get that car now, honey. She gonna get it. He gonna take it back once it's been a week, but she'll still get it. So then as he's coming in, he's like, how you feeling? She said, I'm great. How's your feeling? Oh, I know he wanted to knock those little micro braids out of her head. How dare you tell his secrets? How dare you tell the secrets of the basement? So Stan said sex with Lisa is amazing. Sex with me so amazing. Ugh, child, I'm done. She's like, are we going car shopping? He said, well, what about the license? She said, it only takes a second for me to get a license. He's like, look, I bought a car for another woman. She got it. Then she burned rubber. Honey, I'm sure she did because you probably were acting the same way you acting with Lisa. She's like, well, we'll just have to take it one day at a time. Ma'am, honey, that's not going to work. You better do better than that. He's like, well, with that kind of uncertainty, I can't dish out thousands of dollars. She's like, so what are you asking me? Basically, like, what do you want from me? Because with marriage, I'm already married to two other guys. Honey, well, you better stop saying it before you end up in the pen yet again, because you're not supposed to be married to more than one person unless you're doing a whole sister wife thing. And I'm not sure how that works. But girl, we know you're just saying you married to two or more people so you don't have to marry Stan. Girl, I see you. Okay, you ain't fooling me. She's like, we've talked about getting bank accounts, cars. You gonna have to stay tickling his fancy for you to come and get all that stuff you asking about, honey, because I don't know if it's gonna work. Stan is an ornery old man. So if you don't play the game right, you ain't getting nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing. In the next scene, we see Ghost and Anissa over there sitting on the porch. She's like, you got a few more packages out there. What are those? Honey, probably those Gucci pants and motorcycle, not to be confused with popsicle. Child, so why he want a motorcycle and some Gucci pants? Child, I forgot to mention it in the last episode, but I'm glad she ran it back one good time so I could put my spin on it and give it the zhuzh that needs to be given. How dare you act like you need some Gucci pants and just got out of prison? Boy, goodbye. He said, those are my Gucci pants. Anissa said, it better not be no Gucci pants. He said he likes designer. Oh my God, honey, I'm done. Jeff said, I just discovered online shopping. You order it and it comes to you in like 2 days. And it also costs, Jethro. Okay, you up there spending this lady's money on drones. You better watch the Travel Channel to see the world. And do they have online teeth that you can order? Y'all ordering everything else, all this unnecessary mess. Get on Amazon and put in fake teeth. I mean, they might be a little big, but you can just put them on and fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it, honey. Anissa is like, I have to work, and he's up here spending thousands on my credit card. Well, you wanted him, sis. Jeff said, charge it. Honey, Jeff said, put it on the credit card. I know that's right, Jeff. So then Kyle comes by and he talks with Jeff for a little bit. He has to do his daily visit and whatnot. He said, I feel like he's going overboard. So then he asked Jeff, has she said anything to you about the money? Because she was saying that she was a little low. I'm not trying to get in your business, but you know how I feel about her. Jeff said, I know you don't have to tell me each and every time you come over here. He's like, I'm going to put a stop to this right now. So then he tells Kyle, his spending is their issue and not a best friend issue. He said, well, you told me you were using her a while ago, so it stuck in my head. You're not going to pull the wool over Kyle's eyes. So you can try all that out here, but Kyle knows what kind of man you are because he's been to prison himself. So you can't pull the wool over his eyes. You might want to try that with somebody who's buying it. So Kyle goes into the kitchen to get some tea and spill the tea. And she's like, what is it? Kyle said, well, he said he had an 18-year-old kid, but that would be before you. So to me, it makes no sense why he's keeping it a secret. Me too, Kyle, honey. That should not have been a secret. I was thinking the same thing. If it's an 18-year-old, then why do you need to keep it a secret? He was like, it makes me wonder if that's the real age. I don't think it's the real age. She said, if he's lying about this, he's probably lying about a lot. Girl, his whole existence is a lie. He got out of jail 2 times prior and ghosted you. He came out saying he was clean with a mouthful of missing teeth, buying drones instead of veneers. Girl, he cannot be trusted. Oh, moving forward. Brittany and Ray Ray. Brittany is in the mirror, moving her synthetic curls from one side to the other, and her and Ray are talking about his family coming, right? So she gives him this shirt that says, My New Life, Chapter 1. Brittany, do you make t-shirts? Honey, you gonna pass out a family reunion shirt if you don't do anything else. Girl, you got shirts for every occasion. I'm surprised you didn't have shirts for the family. First time at our house. It just don't make no sense. So she's nervous about all the questions they're going to ask her because they are. And he asked her again, so when are your parents going to come see me? Now, at first I was like, Ray, give it a rest, honey. Reel it in. But I was thinking, and I think I actually like Ray. And nobody wants to feel like a secret. Nobody wants to feel like a secret. And he said, he feels like she's trying to hide him. And I understand that because looking at his family seemed like well-rounded people. So I'm trying to figure out, what are you really hiding? You couldn't have invited a cousin, a sister. That sister know about him. Why couldn't she come? It just ain't making no sense. So it's a welcome home Ray Ray party. The whole family is there. Now, of all the times for the other people to be, where's Grandma? Grandma, this is when you should be here. So then they start asking about them getting engaged. Child, Brittany got to quit lying first before they get engaged. His stepmom said, so is your family coming today? Here go Brittany. No, I didn't want to overwhelm him with all those people. Brittany, Ray Ray is not a toddler, honey. He will be fine with the overstimulation of it all. She keeps giving that same excuse and it's making no sense. It sounds stupid. She said, my mom hasn't gotten on board. And this is what she said in the confessional. She said, my mom hasn't gotten on board and doesn't really want to meet him. So I don't want to put him through that. Okay, I understand that. But at the same time, he's asking. So you're going to have to come up with somebody. I don't know if you need to get on Craigslist and rent a family. I don't know what you need to do, but something needs to be done because he ain't holding off much longer. So him and his dad go outside because, dad want to know what's all doing. So he's like, she said something about not want to overwhelm you. Like, what is she talking about? You come from good people. I want to meet her family. His family does seem solid and caring, honey. She better hurry up before Grandma reach out on Facebook. Honey, y'all know older people love to look on Facebook. Baby, that grandma been and got on Facebook. Brittany and her synthetic wigs family. Click. Hey, girl. This is Ray Ray's grandma, honey, because they'll do it in a second. So she better come up with something and quick. Ray said, all you can do is just prove him wrong, and that's what I'm just going to try to do. He said he was raised to respect the family. Inside, she's with his aunt showing her around, and she said, I thought his upbringing was going to be so different from mine, but it's the same as mine. Translation, I thought he was hood and I was fancy, but actually my wig screams hood, and actually y'all scream fancy. But that's neither here nor there. Moving forward, Doug and Rachel. Rachel gets home after Doug calls her 1,000 times, and they hop in the car for this surprise. He's like, head toward 8 Mile. I'm like, oh, okay, Eminem. Not 8 Mile. She's asking all kind of questions, and he's like, just drive. Don't even worry about it. Child, she's just trying to make sure you don't lead her astray. Child, you cannot be trusted. She could be the getaway car and don't even know it. Honey, I would be asking all types of questions. Why are we making a lift right here where the, good Lord of bank and trust is? Like, why are we going towards the bank? And why are you going in with no accountant, no money? And why am I outside with the car running? Honey, you got to ask all kinds of questions with Doug because he cannot be trusted, okay? So they get to this park, it seems, and they walk out to where this bench is. Now, the bench says, Remembering the Crime Victims, 2009. And he stops and gets down on one knee, pulls this ring out of a Crown Royal bag. Oh, Doug, can you get any more fancy? Child, not in front of the crime bench. Why would you choose that spot to propose or re-propose? Baby, he proposed, she accepted, and just like that, it's forever. Then they sit down on the crime bench. Child, this is a fool. This is a mess. I'm convinced this was set up. They went out there and found their crime bench and told him to go sit out there. Child, I'm done. Rachel says, this proves that he's serious about me and I trust him. Well, honey, hold your horses on that. 2 seconds later, honey, as soon as they get in the car, he starts smiling at that phone. She's like, well, what is it? He's like, oh, just social media. But what on social media is the question? Rachel, honey, it's some cheatation going on that phone. The DMs are blowing up. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. I'm not sure why anybody would want Doug. But that Instagram is trouble. Nothing good can come of him being on social media. She's like, I thought we were open. So then he leans over to give her a kiss to pacify her, okay? But apparently not, honey. Things are not what they seem. Child, she knows something ain't right. You better listen to that sister and that still small voice in the back of your head. In the next scene, Ray Ray is cleaning up after the party. They're talking about her family again. He's like, call him right now if you're serious. She's like, you want me to call him right now? Honey, I think that's what he said. So she's like, okay, I'll call my dad. So then she goes in to call him. Honey, Ray Ray said, call him so I know it's real. I know that's right. He's trying to figure out what is happening. So she goes in, she calls the dad, and Ray is like lurking in the background to make sure everything's everything. And she's making a little small talk. So then she's like, yeah, I need to meet up with you and just run some things by you. Her dad was like, okay, I love you. Be safe. But honey, I know he was thinking, now what? And Brittany, that's actually not what he said to say. He said to let them know that he was back in the place to be. You didn't do that. You went in and acted like you needed to meet him about some plans that you guys had that probably are going to fall through. You didn't do what he said. That wasn't the assignment, but okay. Back over here with Nicole, she's putting her dress on and sliding her panties off. Ugh. All while saying, it's hot in here. Honey, she probably sweating in places. She just seems so unsanitary to me. I just cannot. She said, her sex with Zach didn't have much meaning. So the sex with Zach was whack. Oh, okay, I got it, girl. She's like, I hope Daonte will, work things out with me. I just need to feel things out before I fully commit to him. No, you just want people to fill you up before you commit to his pockets. Girl, shut up. So anyway, she's like, I really hope he'll work things out with me, but I can't see him tonight because, I got to meet Tia. And they haven't seen each other outside of prison. She doesn't live here. She lives in North Carolina, but she came to visit. Well, the way you were calling her, I thought she lived down the street. You told her to come pick you up when you was over there meeting Daonte's mama, who basically told you to stop the bus. And even when you were out with your friend and his friend and all of y'all so y'all could be friends, you were calling her then. How long has she been visiting? This storyline is not storylining. Honey, y'all know I hate stuff that's not cohesive. She gets to the restaurant. Tia's giving very much Tim. I'm like, oh, okay, honey, this is not what I expected, but okay. Tia look more gangster than Daonte. Baby, Tia got tats everywhere, a slash across the neck. She look like she about that life. Daonte, show her your NWA tattoo. Show her your tattoo. Let her know you about that life as well. So Nicole is talking to Tia and looking at her all lovingly and whatnot. And so she tells us that her mom hates Tia because they had a fight in prison and they spit on each other. Child, not y'all exchanging bodily fluids in more ways than one. Ooh, yuck. So Nicole is just sitting there smiling, asking for kisses. Child, with Daonte, he couldn't even say words that started with a K. Tia was like, so what you want to do? She's like, let's go back to the room. Honey, did y'all even eat? All I saw was y'all down these drinks after her saying she's sober, which made absolutely no sense, but okay. So then they get back to the room. They instantly start getting into it as they get into it, honey. And I noticed Tia hit her with that chokehold. But with Daonte, it's the problem. Okay, I think I got it. She likes anyone but Daonte. And I'm starting to think, honey, she might not like black guys. That's what I'm starting to think. The money is good enough. She's using the black guy for his hard earned money, but taking that off pH balance to everybody else and sitting on their faces. Girl, I got it. So last night it was Zach. Now it's Tia. I bet out of all three of them, Daonte actually would be the one that could actually put it down if she gave him a chance. Honey, but I wouldn't want that passed around punani. Honey, keep it to yourself. Moving forward. We're back over here with Lisa and Stan at the car lot, child. The salesman comes out. Baby, this killed me. He's like, yeah, is it for you? He's looking at Lisa. So she's like, no. He's like, are you dad? The way I hollered, y'all. The way that I hollered. Oh, child, that was good to me. Stan said, no, I'm the boyfriend. No, you're the checkbook, Stan. Don't get beside yourself. He's like, oh, okay, sorry, my bad. She's like, yeah, he's going to be driving me around. I need to get my license, but he just paid off $3,500 in tickets so I could do that. Child, I was looking forward to tell him she was in prison. Like, why are you telling this man all this? He was like, oh, I might need to move into you, what you do. But he ain't a real millionaire, honey. He's more like who wants to be a millionaire. Child, goodbye. So she said, the first time she went in, it was because of a test drive. She took the car and drove the car all the way to Illinois. Well, at least you knew it was reliable, honey. I mean, I don't know what to say. So the guy's asking about car payments. Stan is like, yeah, I'm putting down $4,000 to $5,000. Stan said, I would like to put it in her name so that she knows it's hers. No, Stan, you want to put it in her name so that when they come looking for it, it doesn't affect your credit. Okay? Because she ain't going to pay the payments. She going to pay a good 2 or 3 months, and then she going to leave those payments right where they stand. So he said, if I put this down payment, does that mean marriage later? Honey, Lisa starts scratching. I'm like, oh, Stan making her extensions itch. Of course, honey, of course. Any excuse to say no, because Lisa is hemming and hawing like, you got to give me a big rock for that. Girl, no matter how big that ring is, you still going to say no. So then she says, I might not have been honest with Stan. Oh, shocker. Elise says over there texting somebody else. Honey, is that Nicole? Child, she been with everybody else, honey. I'm just trying to make sure. Anybody other than Daonte. I think Lisa is going to be the Tia in her situation. Child, and that was the end of the episode. This episode was so good. And it's only one more episode left. This season went by so fast. But y'all know we're going to get into it as we get into it next Friday. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for waiting on me. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.